Yes, I was on council back in 2000. I was on council when we approved the two parking garages, garage in Old Town, garage off Fifth Avenue. Well, the purpose was to, in my opinion, respect the space kind of in front of the, in Old Town. By having surface parking and then the level below it, it gave the opportunity for the farmers market, which is really a kind of a marquee thing. And at the same time, I also suggested, well, let's make sure we structure it so if we want to put a second or third level on, we could. Now, here I am 20 years later, and I don't like that idea anymore. And I say that because it correlates more to slide or page 10, which shows that there's two levels. It would be such a monstrosity in front of the Mission Church, in my opinion. I've been to many wonderful Old Town areas, and so for me today, we would be giving up a farmer's market. We would be giving up the space, that breathing room that Old Town has, and you know, that's my perspective today, and I think that's the correct one, because I promoted having one lower level 24 years ago, so we wouldn't just have a massive three-story crowding that church area, crowding the blacksmith shop area, and crowding Main Street. And I think the aesthetics of it is too valuable to push a 2 or 3 story in that area. And that's what you would basically have, because when you save it would crowd that space, and we would lose that farmer's market area. It just looks industrial. We just got another darn parking garage, but right in the smack dab in the area that we want to respect as being Western, and I don't like that. So for aesthetic reasons, I wouldn't do what is suggested. And I have second thoughts myself on what I was thinking, 20 years ago. Now, what has changed? I would think, and again, in those days, we still had the old senior center on 2nd, and that was city property, and there was some other things that ended up getting sold off to Honor Health. If it were my choice today, I would say put a big parking garage back where the senior center area was that will work with the campus, the future campus of Honor Health. I go back and talk to them and say, hey guys, you're probably going to add some more medical there. It's only 2.5 blocks from this area of the quadrant, and it could help serve this area. And you could do a deal maybe where you swap, or we build the structure. Maybe we get 400 spaces because it's a cleaner build, and it's out of the Old Town area. It's south of 2nd Street. It can serve the Civic Center. It'll look better. It'll feel better. And it might even work with what we want to do with the 2nd Street solution, because we want that to connect from the Greenbelt all the way to the canal area. So hey, that's so much better than saying I'm going to pour some concrete and do this, this gross thing right there in our face. I really think we would be doing a disservice by putting a monstrosity there, and I can't make it look good as an architect. I can't make it, it's still going to be a parking garage planted right against one of the neatest areas. And I know that a garage of maybe 400 or 500 spaces would serve pretty well for someone to walk along Brown. Brown still extends into that northeast quadrant. I wish, and I think we know Honor Health, they know us. When they do their development, if we could build some parking garage and still retain some of those spaces as public spaces, I think we could do a deal. and it wouldn't have to be partially underground either, so we get a higher value for it. Then we might even be able to do something that could work more like a farmer's market without the tents coming in all the time back and forth, or maybe some shaded parking actually where the Ortega thing is. So it could, it could be a win-win with some interesting tourist attraction to it as well. So that's how things change. My own thinking changed. Frankly, I just can't go for this thing. This is gross. That's just not going to work there. And I hope that we can come up with something together over that'll make it work, because it is pretty much walkable from here along Brown, just a straight shot there. I need more information. I'd like to see if we can open the door on some negotiation with almost getting back some of the land that we had before, right? That ended up going to Honor Health, and see if something can work out. I'd rather put a substantial parking garage there than right there, as I've said.